Hi and welcome to another quick short video. This is basically we're going to be working with health checks. Let's start off again with our new org. Let's go into our settings. In our search, we're going to look for health check and we're going to click health check. Basically, the health check is giving us a numerical value, so a percentage of how secure is our organization to prone to security threats. So in other words, the larger the value that we're going to have in a percentage, the less likely we are, vulnerable. And if we have a very low value, then we are very vulnerable to security threats. You'll notice here, obviously, this is going on priority first, highest to lowest risk. On the right hand side, you'll notice there's some actions where we can go ahead and actually edit it through the pages. The standards that are used, to increase the security of the organization, and our current value. So, for example, if we want to, security threat on, okay, these two are critical. This is a warning. I mean, it's relative. These two are critical. Let's say if we want to edit them, we'll just click on edit. And we will look for clickjack protection. Okay, header disabled and standard headers. Okay, so here's the two that are considered as critical, and based on here, they should be enabled to be with the whole standard. So if we go ahead and we save it, give it a refresh, we will get our overall value out. In other words, we'll be increasing our threat protection. This is our standard baseline. So this is what came with the org as I created it. But obviously we can go ahead and we can import a new baseline, or we can export it. So if we export it, okay, new baseline, this is what it looks like. If you are unfamiliar with it, suggestion is don't change it. Always have an original copy. As it's a standard. You should always have a copy when doing some changes. Some stuff you can't change. For example, just because we changed the headers, so the clickjack headers to true from false, if I try to change these to false, or even if I change the critical into warning, it would not save, so it would not accept this file, right? So if we actually go ahead and, just to give you a little bit of show there, save that. Let's do an import. We'll call it a test. Let's call it test baseline, and let's click at it. Let's save it as default just for it. That's where we get our error code, because it won't allow us. Some things we can allow. So for example, password history, we can set that higher. Let's say we want to set that to 6. So if we save that and we go ahead and we import it, let's call it test. Obviously you want to call it something completely, obviously it has to be something, adequate, something relative to your organization that you want to use. You shouldn't just call it, test. I'm just doing it because it's fast. Let's go default base and import. There we go. We got success. So now this is, you can see that we can pick from both sides, our standard or our test value. And this is what our test would end up looking like. Right. So these values will be based on our actual test, criteria now that we ended up saving. So that's one of the ways we can actually go ahead and we can do changes. Hopefully that helped you out, and cheers.